Hi, my name is Raquel and welcome to Non-Niche. Non-Niche is a platform where I created a community where all creators and creatives can come together and share their story. This is about authentic conversations of how they got started and where they're going in life and how they're going to reach their goals. This is also a discussion openly with others of how the type of mindset is helpful when you're trying to reach your goals, because let's be honest, nobody we see what we want to do, is sometimes it's hard to figure out the right steps on how to do it. So I hope these interviews help you. I'm so happy that I get to meet everyone and listen to their stories and learn for myself and gain the knowledge that I need to reach my personal goals as well. So hopefully this inspires you to create, as well as learn a little bit more information about the subject that you're interested in and maybe get into that field. So join me now in my first interview with the lovely Deandra Brown. All right, there we are. All right, technology. We are doing our best here. I was like, it might be on my side because I'm also recording for like our little notebook, and I've been literally having like my phone on a tripod here and then also my other camera, but it's on like one of my cat trees and like 15 books because I guess I had a second tripod, and my mom texted me and she's like, hey, you have a tripod over here. I'm like, I go live in like 5 minutes. I'm going to make it work. But thank you. Oh, goodness. So it is Wednesday. Wednesday. I'm about it. We did like a mini kind of interview on Monday, getting to know each other. So I'm just gonna let your words speak for yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started and everything like that.
Yes. So, well, first, thank you so much for allowing me to come to the space with you and just be interviewed by you is an opportunity. So, and it's a complete honor. So, thank you for taking the time
Likewise.
out of your day. And thank you for everybody that's here. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate you for joining your lunch break, girl.
I
Thank you.
know, like Nancy and Lynn.
My name is Deandra Brown, and I have recently launched my staffing and recruiting firm called Global Wheelhouse. So essentially what Global Wheelhouse is, or how it came into effect, is I was laid off many times from companies and from contracts just due to COVID, due to budget cuts, due to a lot. But while I was working for those companies, I noticed that there was no like true care for candidates going through the interview process. There was an opportunity with companies and really advocating for diverse talent and where to find diverse talent. And so I found myself like being this advocate in the middle. And I was like, you know what, if I get fired again, I'll start my own thing.
And here.
And here's Global Wheelhouse.
Uh-huh.
We have been in business for 5 or 6 weeks now. We are still very green within the operations part, right? Like we are a team of senior recruiters who've been recruiting for altogether, it's like close to 50 years altogether.
Wow.
Individually, I think the person on our team with the least amount of recruiting experience is like 7 years. So we're all between 7 and 15 years of recruiting experience.
Wow.
And we are like plugging away. We are trying to gain candidates and clients and all of those things. So listen, if you're interested in donating,
Yeah.
please, okay? Hashtag Global Wheelhouse. Drop us $10 in cash. Okay?
We got Venmo, Cash App. What's the other one? Zelle, whatever. I love it.
I'll catch it.
Yeah, well, I come to talk about that because now we've been seeing so many huge layoffs, especially in the tech industry, the service industry, and a lot of people are kind of second guessing because I feel like the business structure of what we are living nowadays is completely, especially like off the platforms of where we thought foundationally how business is supposed to be run. So now things have changed, especially kind of COVID kind of kicked it off, and we're just like, oh, okay, we are a number, and we just are here until somebody says we're no longer there. It took the humanity out a little bit, and because you used to honor yourself when you had a job and you worked for a really good company and it was like 20 plus years and you retired and it was living that good life, white picket fence. um and they thought so much of when you did like job hopping, I believe that's what it's called, where you're just like 2 years and then you got let go, or 2 years and you're just like, oh, this is not it. You're really just trying to find that place where it is that 20-year plus, 30-year plus, and it does not exist anymore. And I think that's the problem. It's just like restructuring our brain to think that, okay, I have to go to business in a different form. And I was just like, you don't know, because we don't have the blueprint to do it. And I experienced this myself. I did not know what I was going to do. When I got let go for my job, I was just like, you know what? This is the best experience, because my job before was a little bit toxic. I did let it, and I do have to say that's on me, because I let it get to like my body. I let it affect my mindset. It took over my whole world. And I was just basically trying to make sure I'm still valued. And I was fighting for validation, and that kind of breaks down because you can only validate yourself at the end of the day. So, when I did get let go, I was just like, I don't know what to do, you know? And you go through the recruiting process, you're like, okay, you're applying. And then I looked on the other day on the LinkedIn, I think it was, and I follow like a lot of recruiters because I like to know their different mindsets as well, like how they see a candidate, especially if you want to work for a company. I always recommend like follow the recruiters and see how they, do their approach for candidacy. One kind of let me down a little bit when she's like, oh, everybody's complaining that they're not getting the job, but you're submitting the same resume. I did want to touch on that a little bit because I personally feel that, what if that's the only resume you have? Like, you only have one, foundation of like what you did, what you've done, and how you perceived, and even the extra skills that were never on your job description. You kind of cater to the job that you're going for, but it's just like, it's your resume, but nobody teaches us how to do it. Like, you have to pay like maybe like $300. I remember I had to go to a recruiter and I paid her like she was worth the wait, but $300 just to tell me, oh, just write down what you did and how you did it. Right? Right? Yeah.
We are pro candidate, okay? Because again, I have been laid off 5 times. Recruiters on our team have been laid off numerous times. So we are actually offering resume reviews. We're actually offering resume LinkedIn profile building. We're doing interview prep workshops. Like, because we understand the impact that layoffs have, right? Like, it affects not only your pockets, it affects your mental, it affects like, Lord, this is not what's up. I've been praying. Why? But being laid off, so all it really did was like expand my worldview, because I stopped trying to be the best employee, and I realized all of the skills that I had developed that has created me to be the CEO that I am today. So while layoffs are like really hard and impactful and anxiety driven and prone and all of those things, they're also an opportunity to shift your mindset, to redo that resume, to make new connections, to market yourself. Like, there's a lot of opportunity within it as well. So I want to continue to be an advocate and a support for those who are in career transition or don't know what they want next. So just throwing that out there. Connect with me. I want to meet you. So
please connect with her. Please. I tell you, when I, even speaking with you now, you really hone in and you listen. And I feel like sometimes, and I feel for all recruiters. Don't get me wrong. I do feel for all like recruiters because it's hard. It's over maybe 10,000 plus people out there probably without jobs trying to figure out how they're going to do unemployment and everything like that. When I first got laid off, it was like during COVID, and I didn't know how to apply for unemployment. I did not know. I was just like, what do I do? And it was like a pandemic too. So it's just like all the things that you're unknown, but you're calling people, you're asking your friends, you're asking your family. Mind you, these people have been with their jobs like forever, and they didn't know either. So you really just had a Google search. You have such an engaging like energy about yourself where it's nice to know on the other side of the spectrum trying to get you to the next path has been there. And I can't explain how much relatability comes in, it's just needed and it's so strong because even as an artist, even as like a business person, whatever field that you're going into, you always need somebody who you can relate to expand to where you need to get to. And I feel like, like I said, naming this Provoked into Purpose is just to the T what Global Wheelhouse is doing and will be doing. And I would love for you to talk more about your goals with Global Wheelhouse, any new updates and, things like that. I know you're doing a recruitment and offering wonderful talents.
Yeah. So it has been very fast and furious. Since starting Global Wheelhouse, and when you say Provoked to Purpose, let me also say on the other end of that. So for me, being Provoked to Purpose means I was fired 5 times. And I had no choice but to figure out what the heck. But I also noticed that once I began to move towards my purpose began to move towards me. Mm-hmm. So I say that to say, have you ever heard that you have to start or do what it is that you're called to do so that other people can do what they're called to do?
Yes. The domino effect of that, yes.
Say that because since I've started
oh no, I think we lost her again. Hold on 1 second. Oh. There we are. Yeah, I can hear you now. It was just buffering a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean. Always.
No, so I was just going to say that since starting Global Wheelhouse, I've been really blessed to have an executive team, and they're all working in their passions, and they're all working towards getting our 250 plus candidates that we have.
She froze again. We are trying. Just give her a couple minutes on there. Ooh, okay. I think she's gonna rejoin, but honestly, thank you for being here. I'm gonna read some comments for a little bit. Nancy Layoffs and hiring freezes are overwhelming right now. Advocating during the job searching process is critical. Girl, you have said nothing but a word. And it's very true. Very true. And it's definitely like not helping with people's mental health, which is like a problem. So, there we are. Hi! Third time's the charm. We got it. I know. Yeah, I totally agree.
But, so I was saying, I have an executive team now, and our jobs are really to find everybody else's jobs. So how you can help, literally donate. All of our recruiters right now are in career transition themselves. We have either been laid off or we are like looking for other jobs while we're helping other folks. So definitely we're open to donations. If you know any other recruiters that have open roles, connect us, drop a link, drop an email, drop something. It's in our pipeline for tech roles, HR, engineering, software development, customer service. I mean, a lot. So if you see an open role, send it to us. You can email us at globalwheelhouse.com, info@globalwheelhouse.com. Or if you're like, I just love what you're doing and I want to support somebody's resume review, we're also have a goal of doing 1,000 free resume reviews this year.
Wow.
So the reviews are only $35. So definitely if you want to support the candidate,
yeah,
donate. That's our goal. We just want to help and impact as many people as possible, right?
Yeah.
We have a job, help somebody else. You're a hiring manager and you're like, I have a team and I don't know how to invest in my team. Invest in your team by giving them, by sponsoring them for a resume review for an interview prep. Make sure that they're ready for internal promotions, right?
Yes.
So just anything that you can think that would help you if you're laid off, that's what our job is to do, is to find those resources, provide that support, connect with as many people as possible. And I just want to be used. I want to be used. I want to help. So reach out.
Yes, I love that. And I'm going to have to ask, but you're going to have to tell me how it was when your TikTok blew up. Just being your true, authentic self.
Video. I had 99 followers, and I was very okay with the 99. I, for a very long time, my good friend Victor was like, you need to start something. You need to start something. You need to do something. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
I'm a leader, but what do I lead? I don't know. And so during my TikToks, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start documenting what I'm going through. Like, I had been laid off from one job, and I was like waiting for another one. So I was like, I'm just going to throw it on there. This is what I'm doing. And then I remember cleaning off my whole TikTok page and just started posting things like tips from a recruiter, how to find your next job, and just really trying to be helpful. And so when I did that TikTok video, there is true power in authenticity, transparency, and honesty. And what I've learned throughout my life is that what I go through isn't for me, it's for somebody else. So I got on there, you can still even hear my voice in the TikTok video. I was like shaking a little bit. But at least, it was my true moment.
Yeah.
It was the moment that I was like, I've applied to 100 jobs. I've not heard one call back. Somebody else is going through what I'm going through. I'm just going to put it out there. And whatever happens from it, it happens. And what happened was purpose. What happened was being provoked to purpose. What happened on purpose.
It was meant to. I love it. I love that.
And, I'm learning that God honors your response to the situation more than the situation. No matter how. In the crisis of next, it's really about your response to that thing, because your response determines your character, and that's the thing that's going to sustain you from job to job.
Exactly.
Whatever it is, right? Your character is what keeps you in the room.
Yes. And I feel like that's kind of lost because, like, right now, like I said before, I think there is a new wave of how people are starting to do business. I think it's more relatability and, authenticity. Like, being your authentic self is not a trend. And I need to say that to the people in the back. Being your authentic self is not a trend. It's just who you are. Point blank, period. You don't need to change. As long as you can go within, be yourself, and you'll be like, hey, I like me for me. Thank you. And I'm going to be as real as I can. I think sometimes people, put a front to get where they can, but as they would call it, like a mask. You wear a mask for so long, eventually it's going to come off. That string's going to pop. And, it's really hard. And that's why I also say, when artists, and you have like this whole debate about like AI and stuff like that, yes, it's just shifting. Sometimes you have to flow with the unknown. You got to flow with the unknown a little bit. And sometimes you do, like being laid off. I didn't know I was going to start on niche. I did not know. I was racking my brain about it. I was just like, I know I need a job. And I prayed about it. And I was just like, I don't know what my next path is, but I know every time I'm applying for something where I know I'm getting underpaid just to have a job, I know I don't want to take that to my next journey.
And why do we want that, though? Like, I think
yes.
Allow this to be a permanent culture shift in our mindsets. Let's not make the goal of our life to work for a company for 50 years.
Yes.
Unpaid. Why is that our goal? Yes, we need to pay bills, right?
First and foremost, always. First of the month.
Paycheck, right? Like,
yes.
Actions and apply for the roles that align, that amplify, that cause you to learn, that cause you to be innovative, that challenge you. Apply for those type of roles. It's crazy to be the best undiscovered freaking singer, painter.
Yes.
At the Chick-fil-A line talking about thank you for your order. Right? Like, it's in a safe space, but what happens, like Black was showing us since 2020, what happens when safe is no longer an option?
Yes.
What do you do? Like, what do you do? So my shout, my mantra to everybody, whether you have a job or not, especially if you have a job, consider yourself an intrapreneur. Right? You may not have found your way to be an entrepreneur yet, or to be on your own, but you are an intrapreneur. You are giving that company your thoughts, your ideas, your intellectual property. Those are things that can be on your personal website. Those are things that can be on your resume. Those are skill sets that you're offering. So in all ways, in all positions, and if you are the Chick-fil-A LOS, yes, create a new standard. Make every space that you're at grow and glow.
Yes, and then what's important is, like, remember to stay in your own lane. Like, I'm still, like, a very forward thinker. I've always been like that. I'm just like, okay, I nailed it. What's next? And they're like, why don't you just stay present? I'm like, I'm present enough to know, okay, I accept this standard that I am now, but I know I can go further. And sometimes people don't see it, just stay here. But I'm like, okay, but when me staying here doesn't work anymore, what's going to happen? You kind of just like, yes, I accept where I am now, but I know I'm willing to go further down the road. And I think with Global Wheelhouse, it's just that you cater to, okay, this is your present. Let me just get you to your future. And a lot of the recruiters, it's just like, hey, I'm just trying to get paid. I'm trying to get you into the door. We're trying to get you in the door, but you kind of just remove the humanity of it. And like you said, the standard is no more. We're coming up with our own standard and how we do things. And yes, it is a risk, because I think without risk, you're going to make mistakes for sure, but you're also going to see a reward. Now, that reward can be many different things. It can be success. It could be finding who you are. It could be setting you up in a position where you meet the person to give you your start. But you gotta make the right step. You gotta keep moving forward. And like I said, when I saw your name, I was just like, I don't know if she's going to answer me back. She's probably like, who the hell is Nanish? like, what is this?
But you know what? Like, and I think it's important to also share the conversation in which we first met, right? Like,
yes.
The day that I spoke to you, I was on the phone with a mentor, and I'm kind of just going through everything. I'm like, oh, these clients, they said they're going to sign in, I signed it. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like trying to talk, and she's like, you gotta pick a niche. You gotta pick a field. And I was like, no, that sounds like limitations. That sounds like boundaries. That
Right.
sounds like if I wanted to do one job, I would go apply for one job.
Right.
I know the job of CEO. I want all the jobs. So no, I'm not going to choose a niche. And then here you go, reaching out.
Yes.
I'm going to do it. This is it.
Yes.
So I think, look, the important thing is,
Hi.
The important thing is to just keep moving forward, like to not get stuck.
Yes.
Like when you're stuck, then that's it. Like, and sometimes for people, they're like, what does moving forward means? Like, moving forward also means just what you have for today.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward doesn't necessarily mean, okay, after I graduate from elementary school, I go to high school. After high school,
yes.
I go to college. After college, I go.
You're like, Ed, I know I gotta work.
Moving forward can also just mean like, okay, what's on my plate for today? Mm-hmm. What do I need to conquer today? What's within my control today? Who can I help amplify today?
Yes.
Those days, so you start to realize that now my prayer is like, God, I thank you for me today, because today I'm one step closer to wherever I'm supposed to be. I'm one day closer to meeting a new person. I'm one client closer to that breakthrough that I need. I'm just one step closer.
Yes.
So it makes being able to deal with the adversity
mm-hmm.
a little bit better, because you're realizing that one, you can't control nothing.
You can't.
You
can't. And exactly. And what's so funny is just like you can't control, but the only person that you can control is yourself. You can. And and I feel like I do have to say this, because sometimes people get the misconception, oh yeah, you can just go do what you want to do. That's not what we're saying here. We're not saying just go be reckless. Yes, it's a risk to, take those baby steps, because you don't know where it will lead. But at the same time, we're not trying to say be reckless. And, sometimes on social media, you kind of get a little bit of a misconception of like, oh, you can make money by doing this. And I feel like that's how everybody starts looking alike. I feel like that's how all artists start to kind of do the same thing. And then the people who are really organic, who are really themselves, kind of just go by the wayside, because you're depending on somebody else's algorithm to be pushed forward. And yes, it may be maybe not the quickest path to wherever you want to see yourself, but it's a path. And that's all that matters. Because if you stay on your own path and you're being true to yourself and you're working hard and you're checking in with yourself, and you're like, okay, this still, and I even say it with non-niche, as much as I'm putting out there, I'm like, is this still aligned with me? Because at the end of the day, I don't know where this is going to lead, but I know this is like my way of, as we talked before, service. If we're giving service, like I wanted to provide a platform where everybody is welcome, from artists, entrepreneurs, small businesses, or whomever who feels like they just want to be on another platform to be seen, to be heard, to have open discussion. That's what I wanted to provide. And I feel like people are just like, well, I don't know if that's going to work. Well, I didn't do it for you. I didn't. I take paths in my life, and my mom used to say, you always choose the path unpaved. And I do. And I tried the path that was paved, and I was bored, and I got burnt out. Yes. I was burnt out, and I was like not fulfilled. And somebody asked me if I was happy. And I'm like, I look happy, but my soul isn't happy. And I'm like, I don't know when my last day is, but that would be very sad if I died and my soul wasn't happy. Because you know what? The lessons that I didn't learn, I'm going to have to relearn that in another lifetime. And then hopefully that lifetime will teach me for my soul to be happy. But no, I'm going to take the reins back. And this makes me happy. Having open discussion, finding you makes me happy. Finding the different artists, the followers. I've met with so many people, and you're touching so many people with your story. And it's always an honor. It's always an honor to talk to you. And I can talk to you for hours, but we are 35 minutes in, like I told you, 30 to 35. I'm not going to keep you an hour. So, any closing words and any plugs, and I'm going to do a snippet on my page too of what we kind of talked about, any highlights. And I'm working on my website, so I'm going to do like a direct link. I did find you on LinkedIn. So we're going to connect there. But no, any closing words that you have for everyone here?
Yes. So a few things. One, I just want to say to moving forward, find your purpose before you're provoked to it, because sometimes when you're provoked, it's not always at the best time. Be prepared for God's answers, even if they look different than what you hoped they'd be. I hoped that becoming an entrepreneur, I would just be like, set the light. Let me tell you, there's some bumps and bruises and character building things that you have to go a long way, so just keep moving forward. Plugs, again, if you would like to donate to support our team, we again have 250 candidates in our network right now that we are working on getting jobs. So if you have been laid off or in career transition and you don't know what to do, reach out to us. We want to support you. Link is in my bio. Again, I'm offering resume reviews, interview tips. I've also written a book about that, navigating layoffs. It's on Amazon, but it's also, the link is in my bio as well. So if you're like, I've been laid off and I don't know what to do, like I need help with my resume, I need help with negotiating my salary, I don't know, please download the book or like let's connect. I'm ready to support. I'm ready to continue to help. If you are a business that is looking to hire, our team, we want to own all of that for you. I'm very aware that there is AI technology involved in recruiting, so you know what that means. That means that like us will be overlooked. So it is important to have Black-owned staffing agencies that fight for us. So again, that's our mantra. We want to turn your passion into your paycheck, and we need some support to do that. So if you would love to donate, again, link is in our bio, and that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for being here and sharing your wonderful story, and so inspiring. Like I said, I can talk to you for hours. You just have so much knowledge, and I know you're going to do great things, and I'm going to check in, of course, and we're going to do another one of these. And I'm going to keep up with your events, and I'm going to push your stuff. So if you need help with that, I'm going to do my best to do that, give you somebody else to be like, okay, I'm pushing what you have. You have that book. I'm going to push that. I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm here to help as well. So it's again an honor, a privilege, and a blessing that you came today, and I got to get to know you. And thank you for everyone who joined today. I'm shocked that even one person saw, but shout out to all you lovely people. And we will see you on the next interview of Non-Niche and Global Wheelhouse, making moves, making standards, making unlimited blessings for all. I appreciate you.
Let's do it. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
And I'm going to call you. I love you.
Okay, bye.